for an industry that is called the green industry, it is sometimes interesting. I've marveled at this at least, that some of the things that it does could potentially be seen as not so green. Because we just learned the scale and scope of what Bailey does and many other wholesale nurseries do around the country, Ryan. And so when you think about that, as someone who's working there, do you look at the industry sometimes and go like, huh, like why are we doing it that way?
Yeah, we certainly do, and especially with our team, we like to take a step back as we promote this green product, right? And being able to take that step back and look at how we got here today, especially for us, over 120 years, a lot of things have changed. I mean, the in the industry, when you look at the container that you buy in the nursery, they call them cans because they started growing plants in tin cans,
Mm,
and that's evolved. Of course, that wasn't a very profitable way to do it, but it was also not super sustainable either. And looking even at how our industry operates right now, as we look at chemicals and water use and plastic use, there's a huge conversation about looking not only within our industry here, looking at partner supporting industries in the US, but also overseas to find ways to do better,
yeah.
to be really green.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like with scale, sometimes you lose efficiency in certain parts of a process, right? Like if you look at industrial agriculture, obviously you say, well, I can get an insane amount of corn out of this field, but to do
Yep.
that, I have to do X, Y, and Z that as an externality to that might not be so great in a
Yep.
hundred years. It's fine today. It's not so great in 100 years. So yeah, it's interesting. So are there things that you guys have done or you've seen the industry do to change some of those practices? Or are there things where you're like, man, we wish we could change this, but literally nothing is better, even though this isn't that good?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that we look at. Water is such an important resource, and like you're saying, like some of it maybe doesn't matter as much today as it will in 100 years. For us in the Midwest, water isn't as big of an issue as it is, on the West Coast. But we have growing locations in Oregon and Washington that it is a really important issue. And even for like landowners, water rights is a really big deal. And so we've changed all of our production from overhead watering to drip irrigation. We save an incredible amount of water. It's like 80% recapture,
Wow.
plus just even like the infrastructure of how we build the farm so that when we do get rain, we can recapture that, goes into a retention pond, gets cleaned, and trying to make sure that we're cleaning without chemicals and using copper ionization and things like that to help clean the water and then reuse it on the plants. Those little things, while they're really expensive to shift to drip irrigation, for example, we get a lot of water recapture, a lot of water savings, and better, stronger plants because you're putting water right where the roots are rather than watering the gravel that's around.
Yeah.
So those little tweaks make a really, really huge difference.
Watch the full episode right here and subscribe for more new episodes every single week.